waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. 'Cause this is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time.
Woo! Let's go. Let's do it. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TD PHINS TALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Punch that like button on your way in the building. Listen, man, let's have some fun tonight. I wanted to kick back, relax. But I said, let's talk about something because we're gonna do this 4 times. We're gonna do this 4 times. Early record predictions. We're gonna do it 4 times, and this is the first one. This is 1 of 4. Okay. Early record prediction. Obviously, it can change because the schedule comes out in 3 weeks. So it can change. So some of these will be impacted on weather, this, that, and this, all of that matters. But this is the 1 of 4 early record predictions and giving my reasons and my thought process early on. And again, all of this is going to change as it goes. It can go up and down and down and up. But we're going to do it 4 times. This is the first one. The second one is when the schedule's released in 3 weeks. We're going to be hitting it, okay? We're really going to be hitting that pretty hard, okay? Then, when we get to training camp, first week of training camp, what I'm seeing, initial, we'll do a third one. And then training camp is over, 53-man roster is made. And we'll do the last one the week before the week of the first game. So we'll get 4 early record predictions, but they'll all change depending on the circumstances, okay? So, and I will say this, the earlier it is, the least you can trust it. Because when the schedule's released, we might have some crazy stuff at the back end of the season. Who knows? We don't know how that's going to go, but that's where we're going to start. All right, so let me dive right in, all right? So don't get me wrong. I expect a lot of people to be like, you crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. No, that ain't going to happen, all that. I expect all of that. But I've been sitting back and I've been thinking about this for 2 days now, and I just want to let you know what's on my mind. Release what's on my mind, okay? About the teams that we're going to be playing, all right? Yeah, let's get into it. So first, I want to start this out by making a bold prediction that probably gonna have some of y'all cut the stream off right away. But we're sweeping the division this year. We're gonna sweep the division this year. And I'm not saying that to rally y'all up, but I really think we're gonna sweep the division this year. First of all, let's start with the elephant in the room, the Buffalo Bills. We split with them last year. We split with the Bills last year. Y'all remember when I went to Buffalo and Tua blew the game at the end of the game? Y'all remember that? We split with Buffalo. The second game we played them, we beat them. We beat them like, hold on. I think we beat them very well. 30-13. We beat them. 30-13. Now, let me back up for a second. Do you think we have a better team now than we did last year? That's a key question. Answer the question in the chat. Read about it. Tyreek got hurt. Let me know in the chat. Do you think we got a better team now than we did last year? A lot of y'all might disagree, but I think so. I really do think so. I think we have a more stability. Like what people don't realize last year, McDaniel wasn't even coaching right. He was messed up because he realized his quarterback couldn't do anything. So it was just, man, H-in it out. We're going to H-in it out this year, but we got a healthier quarterback, a more mobile quarterback who can throw the football. We are a better team this year than we were last year. But regardless, let's just say we were the same, or even if we were a little worse, right? This team, the other version of this team beat the Bills 31-13 or something like that. Let me see. 30-13. Division games, you have to throw them out of the window and stop thinking of it of, oh, that team got a better roster. That team got a better roster. They're division games. I always tell people all the rules get thrown out of the window when it's a division game. Why do you think it'd be that 3-13 team that beat the 14-2 team because they in the same division? They always get up for the division games. And here's why I think we're going to beat them. First of all, Buffalo ain't special. I feel like they hadn't gotten any better. All they did is got an edge player to try to replace broken down edge players. They did not get better. They brought in pieces that help them sustain. And we're going to catch them off guard because they don't know what to expect from us this season. I'm telling y'all might think it's crazy. We're going to sweep Buffalo. We also going to sweep the New England Patriots. Y'all remember we played the Patriots week 1 and we lost by 6 points. It was like 31-25 or something like that. Let me see. I think I got the score. 33-27. We lost by 6 points and we put up 27 points. We put up 27 points. These division games, man, I know they blew us out later in the year, but we were obliterated as a team at that point. And the Patriots are not special. They didn't do anything in this draft to help them now. I think they're finna have a major collapse, especially with Mike Vrabel going through all that drama that he's going through. I think the New England Patriots going to go from the 13 or 14 wins they had to like 8 max. I think so. And they banking on A.J. Brown. They're banking on A.J. Brown. I don't even see that much of an upgrade at this point over Stephon Diggs. I know A.J. Brown's a better player, but A.J. Brown might be falling off. Nobody's talking about it. We just trying to make it seem like maybe it hurts. A.J. Brown ain't been productive. He ain't been playing. He been in a lot of drops too. They banking on A.J. Brown. Outside of that, they the same team that played the easy schedule. And I knew that Vrabel would take advantage of that easy schedule. Now our whole division has tough schedule. We're going to sweep the Patriots. And the only real threat is the New York Jets, and I'm going to go off the strength and the power of we swept them last year, but they the Jets. Y'all already know how that is. They the Jets. Now, but they are the only threat. We might split with them, but they got to figure it out first. I think we'll beat them. We might literally sweep the division 6-0. And I know it sounds like the craziest thing ever right now. Okay. Okay. We were 3-3 in the division last year. 3-3. Wait. Hold on. Yeah. The Patriots swept us. TD Fraud Talk said, TD Phins Talk, you are embarrassing yourself. I'm glad you're tuning in. I'm glad you're tuning in. Worst case scenario in our division, we going 4-2. We're not even going to break 500. Because I think we're going to sweep the Patriots. And the Bills, I think we're going to sweep them too. Jets, I'm a little more worried about. I feel like they're in the same situation as up. They actually have a good situation that they're putting together. Still trying to figure out defense a little bit more like us, but yeah. Anyway, that's the division. Now I want to move on to the rest of the teams. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to go on the road and play the Denver Broncos this year. We ain't beating them. We ain't beating Denver on the road against Jalen Waddle, which is going to be important for him to play well in that game. The Denver Broncos are just going to be a good coach, well put together team. We're not going to beat them. We also have a road game against the Green Bay Packers. We getting them. In Green Bay, we taking that. We taking that. Halfley, Sullivan, they want that one. They gonna rally the troops. Get this one for coach. And Malik Willis a better quarterback than Jordan Love. Remember, you heard it here first. We got the better running back. They receiving core just like our receiving core. We got an O-line now. Now they got an okay defense, but it's just okay. And by the way, they lost their head coach, their defensive coordinator. He's our now head coach. We beating Green Bay. We getting that one. That's 7-1, baby, because we sweeping the division. All right. At the Raiders, in the discussion, 8-1. We ain't losing to no Raiders. We ain't losing to no rebuilding the Raiders. Ain't happening. 8-1. We play the Chiefs, and we at home. That's why I told y'all we got to see what the schedule is, because Patrick Mahomes ain't playing early in the season. Patrick Mahomes ain't going to be playing early in the season. We beating the Chiefs at home, man. I'm telling you, we beating the Chiefs at home. I don't care if he playing or not. I don't care if he playing or not. We beating the Chiefs at home. They a shell of themselves. They ain't going to have no chemistry. If Mahomes play, they ain't going to have no chemistry. If he don't play, whoever playing ain't. Come on. Travis Kelce ain't a threat no more. He really isn't. He falling off hard. 9-1. Let's move on. Then we're at home versus the Chargers. Yeah, we're going to listen. Here's the deal with that game. First of all, I'm going to call it an L because the Chargers are going to have a good defense and that offense is going to be on steroids. I'm calling it an L, but I'm gonna leave it an L. But I'm just saying I ain't gonna rule us out because this is hey, you took my job. Hey, this is why I took your job. See, that's that battle. That battle is about to go down. Mike McDaniel, let me show y'all what y'all missing. Jeff Hafley, let me show you why you were replaced. That's what that battle is. So I ain't gonna rule us out, just depend on how scrappy Jeff Hafley got the crew. Cause he you gotta send him out there to fight for you. Just saying. But I'm gonna count that an L though for now. So we 9-2, baby. We 9-2. Chicago at home. Yeah, I'm gonna take the L on that. Until Malik prove a little more, I gotta take the L because Caleb Williams, man, he done elevated his game, especially if he down in the fourth quarter. He got that clutch gene. He got that clutch gene. So I'm taking that L right now. 9-3. 9-3. Detroit, just a solid team, well coached. That's the type of game we lose as well. We don't get that victory. Just a tough team. 9-4 right there, man. 9-4. Minnesota Vikings. Kyler Murray, the quarterback. Dang, man, I'm gonna have to give them the edge barely. Flores gonna do a number. It's gonna be a real test for Malik Willis to see if he can handle it. It's gonna be a real test week for him. How he does against that defense could really make or break his career almost. But I'm gonna give him the edge, man. The defense is gonna play well. They got the weapons. Can Kyler bring it home? KLC's a great coach. I'm gonna give them the edge personnel wise. 9-5. On the road at the Colts. Man, what version of the Colts are we getting? That's going to be that weird game this year. You know how every year I tell y'all the weird game? The Colts game is going to be that weird game. And every time I tell y'all it's a weird game, it end up weird. That I be concerned about. The Colts are going to be that weird game. And we're on the road at the Colts. And what version are you going to get? You know, is it early in the season where the new quarterback? Is it late in the season? That's what it's going to be about. Do they have Daniel Jones back with stability, or do they have what quarterback? Did they bring another quarterback in? So I don't, just in case you know, let me know in the chat so I ain't got to look it up. Did they bring another quarterback in with Indianapolis? Let me know in the chat. Or did they keep Anthony Richardson? I think he requested a trade. Let me know. They didn't bring another quarterback in? Yeah, we beating them bums. We beating them. We beating them, man. That's 10 wins right there. Let me go back and count. 6 in the division. 6-1 because we lose to Denver. We beat Green Bay 7-1. We beat the Raiders 8-1. We beat the Chiefs 9-1. We lose to Chargers, Bears, Lions, and Vikings 9-5. Colts game, we beating the Colts, man. We beating the Colts. That's 10-5. We're gonna beat the Colts. Unless it's late in the season. They get more stability. Daniel Jones come back. See, I don't know. I'm gonna leave the Colts alone. I'm gonna let that be last. So we 9-5. We skip the Colts. Bengals, we're gonna take a L. We ain't gonna be ready for that yet. That high-powered offense, we ain't putting up 40. So 9-6 at San Francisco. This their last hoorah. We're not gonna win that game either. On the road in San Francisco, 9-7. So the Colts game is gonna make a difference between being 9-8 or 10-7. That's my early prediction. Colts game gonna have us between 9-8 or 10-7. Now, let's say we don't sweep the division and we go 4-2. Then if we go 4-2 in the division, we're gonna be an 8-10 team. I believe we'll be about an 8-10 team. Worst case scenario, 7. I'm telling y'all now, no matter what the circumstance is, I don't think that we lose more than 7 games. I don't think we're going to lose more than 7 games. I really don't. I don't. So I'm going to put us 7-10 wins right now. My early prediction, we are going to win between 7 to 10 games, which is unfortunate because, I was hoping, we get 11 wins, like shock the world. But as of right now, I don't see it on the schedule. Things happen, though. A quarterback go down or this and that before you play a team. Things happen. Things happen. The only crazy thing is this year, I just don't see those games where it's like, yeah, we can get like the Colts are the only iffy game in my opinion. And again, people think we're going to lose to the Chiefs. Y'all remember what I told you? We're going to beat the Chiefs. We're going to beat Green Bay. That's 2 wins right there. Everybody going to be shocked. Green Bay and the Chiefs. We're going to beat both of them. Watch. We have the hardest schedule in the NFL, TD. I know it. Let me tell y'all real quick, from a record standpoint, the Dolphins, if they win 7 games, would still be successful. That would be a successful season. Heck, how many games we won last year? Hold on. $2025 record. We won 7 last year, man. If we win 7 plus this year, that is massive success. That's success. But I think we're going to be between 7 and 10. And man, I hope we can hit that 10 and maybe we right there for a wild card because we're going to be beating up on everybody. I mean, teams going to be beating up on each other with this hard schedule. We won 7 with some games we should have lost, but we're a better team this year. And I know some people are going to be like, yeah, but it's a tougher schedule. I don't know about this tougher schedule notion. I mean, it's a tougher schedule, but outside of our division, here are the only real teams. Denver, Chargers, Bears, Lions. Even though we're going to lose to the Vikings, I don't know if they're a real team. The Colts. Yeah, it's some tough teams. 49ers are tough. Bengals are tough. Lions, Bears, Chargers. Chiefs still going to be tough, but we're going to beat them. Oh, I forgot the Raiders on there. We got them. Green Bay going to be tough, but we're going to beat them. Denver's just tough. And all our division games are tough. It's going to be a tough season, man. But, see, the Dolphins this year, we're going to be the type of team where in week 1 we play the Bengals and we beat them. Like shock somebody. Like I didn't even call it. If we can have that kind of momentum going, woo, but listen, like can you imagine week 1 versus the Bengals and you beat them? Man, we going to the Super Bowl. Man, we are going to the Super Bowl, man. Man. It's TD delusional season. Happens every time this year. Oh, boy. I ain't delusional, man. I'm just, you know what you know what it probably is? I'm probably getting my fandom back. That the last 6 years. Look at somebody in the chat just in time, right on time. Look at this chat real quick. It's been 6 years. Let TD shine a little. That's all I'm asking for, man. Oh man, TD, the disconnect with you and I is I don't believe this team is better than last year talent wise. Maybe, but you know what? Talent is only half the job. That's only half of it. Man, we've seen some non-talented teams do great things. Look at the Patriots last year. What freaking talent are we talking about? That roster really ain't as talented as people think. Like, you ain't naming no, come on, man. What talent was on the Patriots last year? Anybody want to indulge me? Gonzalez, what else? What else outside of Gonzo and maybe a few two trench players or something? What talent? It's not just the talent. See, let me help some of y'all out real quick. All right. 2025. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it real quick. All right. Patriots beat the Bills last year. Patriots beat the Bucks. Patriots beat the Bengals. Patriots beat the Ravens. Patriots beat the Chargers. Patriots beat the Texans. And obviously, Patriots beat the Broncos, but that was without the quarterback. We could talk about tough schedule all we want. They went through a legitimate, if I'm not mistaken, 6 playoff teams. Hold on. No. Probably more than that. Let me count them. All right, let's see. 1 playoff team. Did the Panthers go to the playoffs? Because they blew them out. I ain't even named them yet. Wait, hold on. Is this right? Yep. Did the Panthers go to the playoffs? Wasn't it between them and another team at the end of the season? Yep. Blew the Panthers out 42-13. So anyway, 3 playoff teams. 4 playoff teams. 5, 6, because Buffalo twice. Ravens 7. Okay. Chargers 8. Texans 9. Denver 10. They played 10 playoff teams last year, including playoffs. 3 of those games, so 7 in the regular season. So this notion, and they did have a lot of easy games as I look at it, but that notion, easy schedule. Okay. Ravens didn't make the playoffs. Sorry. Hold on. Take that one away. Wait, hold on. You know what? I'm not going to take it away. It depends on one thing. Let me see. It depends on one thing. Was it with or without Lamar Jackson? Because remember, when Lamar Jackson came back, that was a playoff team. They were winning their games. They went down to the wire of the season. See here. Yep, Lamar played that game. Derrick Henry ran for 128 yards and 2 touchdowns. This was a slugfest, 28-24. Lamar played in that game. So I understand what you're saying. It wasn't a playoff team, but you see what I'm adding up. Real, actual tough games, tough schedule. So this easy road, I think we should actually stop saying that. Because we're comparing teams like, they're putting teams like Baltimore in there. They had a hurt quarterback for a few weeks. We have a solid team this year. So back to my point. What great personnel do the Patriots have on their roster? And what I need y'all to know is Malik Willis can play just as well as Drake May did last year. I don't know what Drake May has that Malik don't, other than another year of experience. What does Drake May have that Malik Willis doesn't have in his arsenal? Be quite honest with you, the crazy thing is it might be the comp. They might be the comp. But I think Malik has a slight edge on his mobility and running. Drake May ain't scared to run. He run. Drake May is a dual threat. But Malik is an actual athlete doing it. But can you tell me what Drake May got that Malik Willis don't? Thank you. Wu said people seriously don't comprehend what it's going to be like going from Tua to Willis. That's what a lot of y'all not realizing. The difference, I think a lot of people aren't even considering the impact that Malik Willis is going to have. You're not even considering it. Like when I say, what if he goes out there and play like Lamar Jackson? He ain't Lamar Jackson. Yeah, he ain't proven to be, but he has the skill set. What does Lamar Jackson from a skill set standpoint have that Malik doesn't, other than experience and having proven it? I get that, but the skill set is the same. The skill set is the same. People don't realize what you're about to get with Malik Willis. And if he does prove to give us that, yeah, I got to go right back to the drawing board on the record prediction, because real good quarterbacks can carry another 2 to 3 wins in a season. Thank you. And once you factor in the Willis effect, add in dogs on the O-line, better tight end room. Yeah, man. Somebody in the chat, no ball, man. Woj, I don't know, 42069 talk. He get it. A lot of y'all are just so used to seeing this spot throwing system, make it perfect and move the rock. Y'all ain't used to seeing real quarterback play where, man, your quarterback getting it, like putting pressure on the other team. I ain't talking about through quick passes and efficiency. I'm talking about your guy is actually taking the game over, putting it in his hands, making the big plays. And it ain't always the big throw, just making the play. Nothing there. Wow, I can't believe he just did that. We don't even know what it feel like. We forgot. And then we talk about the schedule late in the year. Oh, when it get cold. That's where he coming from. And a bunch of these new players coming from cold weather. Glenn, I know Willis has never done it, but he got it in him. Oh, are you talking about he never did what? Like his explosiveness and making something happen out of nothing on plays? You better go back and watch that film. Malik Willis will take off. Malik Willis escaped the pocket. Malik Willis going. TD, everybody can't see the picture, bro, but you got to stop trying to talk it into them. Let it happen and sit back and sip your drink, bro. Man, I'm just trying to get other Dolphin fans to see the possibility. Now, we might go out there, win one game. Malik Willis look like Pat White. I mean, all of these things are possible. But when you look at the skill sets and the intangibles, we can actually put something together that's pretty dope. They can go out there and go to war, and a little bit of luck, a few plays, Malik becoming this big-time quarterback all of a sudden. We're legit. Like, here's the problem, though. Since it's unproven, all you got to think is, what if Malik actually balls out? See, here's the problem. I'm going to ask y'all this in the chat. Only the people that think I'm crazy, right, with all of this. That's fine. It's fine that you do, because rightfully so. Ain't nothing been proven. But only the individual. If you believe in all of this, don't say nothing. I just want to hear from the people who think I'm crazy right now. Do you even think that Malik has an opportunity to be great? Let me know in the chat. Just a yes or no. If you believe if you already believe what I'm saying right now, don't respond. I want to hear from those who think I'm crazy, feel like we finna win 3, 4, 5 games. Do you believe Malik can be great? Yes or no in the chat. Yes or no in the chat. That's what I want to know from you. Do you believe Malik can be great? So we're getting yes, we're getting absolutely. From people we getting no yet. Well, that's Pat. So that's see Kobe in here. See, I'm telling y'all, it's always happened around this time of year. They start getting nervous. They start thinking about what their team is, and then they start thinking about what our team is. They be like, man, the Dolphins actually low key because they making some moves. Now they want to show up. Kobe, Pat's Global in here. What you nervous about, Kobe? I see you creeping in the chat. What you nervous about? The Patriots getting swept by the Dolphins? You scared that y'all were frauds last year? Is that what it is? See? He know. I'm telling y'all, man. So, a lot of people say they believe in Malik Willis. Do you think he can make a difference in the season? Do you think if he becomes great, he can make a difference in the full outcome of the season? Because you're going to sit here and say that you believe that he can be great, but for some reason, I feel like you're not factoring in the possibility that of how good we could be this year if he is great. If he is great. So those people that's in the chat saying we're going to win for 4 games, how can you believe that Malik Willis can be great and just automatically give us a record as if he's not? Great quarterbacks ain't winning 3 and 4 games in a regular season. They're not. Great quarterbacks do not win 3-4 games in the regular season unless they playing hurt. The main reason why I'm so gung-ho on this team this year is because Malik Willis's skill sets. He can throw the football all 3 levels of the field. Matter of fact, his deep ball on the sideline has elite touch. He literally puts it right where it belongs. Processing is above average. It's not average. It's not bad. It's above average. Most quarterbacks in the NFL is above average, just barely above average. Patrick Mahomes is average at processing the field to me. People are like, oh my God, this guy don't know what he's talking about. Patrick Mahomes is an improvisational quarterback. Most of the times he'll miss a read and take off running and don't even see it. But he makes a play when he take off and run. When he improvises and gets out of the pocket, he missed a easy check. But he got out of that pocket and made something crazy happen, so you don't never evaluate his processing skills. You don't care that he missed the read. Oh my gosh, the guy was wide open. Why didn't you fire the rock? Nah, because he improvised and ran for 6 yards and picked up the first, or threw a crazy pass and it worked. But you never go into the film and criticizing his processor. He's not a great processor. I've done this work. He is not a great processor. But Malik Willis is above average processor. To tell the truth, it's probably 2 elite processors in the whole league. And Joe Burrow, one of them, by the way. His patience, his improvisational skills, his ability to extend the play. His accuracy is good. I try to ask myself, what are Malik Willis's flaws? Now watch this. Name Malik Willis's flaws in the chat. I'm talking about intangibles. Not lack of experience. I'm talking about tangibles. What are his flaws? Enlighten me, people. Enlighten me. Anybody? Other than the fact that unproven, small sample size, tell me, if you watch the film on him, what are his flaws? I said intangibles, not physical traits. Accuracy, Like, come on, man. So you're trying to tell me Malik Willis has poor accuracy? The man is above average in accuracy, actually good in accuracy. But you go all the way down to that being a flaw of his, that's just not true. Strong arm, that's not a flaw. He got a stronger arm than Tua. He has the arm that throws outside the numbers. Very well, might I add. It's just not true. There goes one, but that can be fixed. Glenn, you could tell Glenn actually watched the film on him. He said, does, but stay in pocket, gets out too fast. Sometimes he'll get out too fast. He can stick in there and process it, but he'll just, let me just run. No, yeah, sometimes you got to have that patience. Have the patience, trust your line. At least they giving them a line of trust. You're right about that, Glenn, but that's fixable. That's fixable. And isn't even very high on the scale of issues, because when he do get out that pocket too early, at least he makes something happen. Y'all call it panicking behind the O-line. Again, I'll always say this. Did he make something happen when he panicked behind the O-line? And sometimes that's due to how well your O-line plays. Sometimes they create that panic in you. And I don't like it. I don't never want my quarterback to be panicked. But if you're going to do something when you panic and make a play, what does it matter? And that's what he do. Anything else? Any other flaws? And I want y'all to notice the flaws that you're naming. Not even close to the major, anything major. That's all I'm saying. We get like so if anybody's doubting, there is no player in the NFL who could have a higher upside than Malik Willis right now and prove to everybody he's an actual really good quarterback with the potential to potentially be great, be a real weapon in the NFL that nobody saw coming because was never either utilized properly or given the right preparation. But Green Bay did it. People talk about 150 plays. Attempts at passes. That's a good sample size with 3 different opponents. Not a great sample size, but it's something to look at to see the trajectory of in the ceiling of somebody. I ain't gonna lie, it make me want to watch that film right now with y'all and show y'all some of the things that I'm talking about. We already watched it together. Remember that? Y'all remember? We already watched the film together. Every offensive play. First 4 plays, it was like, we're going to have to fix some of this. The next 30 plays were flawless. Like, legitimately. Stop with the slow processing. He's not a slow processor at all. Is he the fastest? No. But he's not a slow processor. I don't even know where some of y'all be getting these things from. He is not a slow processor. Yeah. Malik is the key. Rodriguez at linebacker. Chris Johnson at corner. Chop Robinson takes the next step. Kenneth Grant, wow, he's arrived. Zach Sealer doing his thing. Everything works out, it's still going to come down to the quarterback. Still going to come down to the quarterback. That's why I'm so high on the team, because I think Malik Willis is going to show y'all what quarterback intangibles can get you. And I know it's weird because I'm so gung-ho, like he done already went to 2 AFC championship games and already threw for 4,800 yards and 45 touchdowns. And I'm acting like he has already shown you that. And I just believe in intangibles. And when given the right opportunity to start a full season with development, you're about to find out if we might be witnessing, and the beautiful part of it is we didn't draft them, nor did we have to go through the growing pains, but we might be witnessing this season one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and nobody knows it yet. It's possible. Some guys have to be developed. And Malik Willis in those 3 games against good opponents, 2 of them were really good. The other one was a bad team. But he showed I belong in the NFL and I could be an NFL starter. But that was just the beginning. He didn't even get a training camp to train with them guys and actually take number 1 reps and be the guy. He's never really experienced that. He has never experienced that, a matter of fact. Even back in Tennessee, he was Tannehill's backup when Tannehill was a Pro Bowler. He never got that opportunity. So you mean to tell me the first 3 real games that he's developed with no development, now he's about to get his first training camp where he's the number 1, getting the lead reps with the number 1 offense, the number 1 O-line? We could legitimately be witnessing we got a great quarterback. And he could be a bum. But I'm telling y'all, I love the intangibles. And if he just keeps rising, which is so possible, that's the whole point. Man, come on, man. If Sam Darnold can come out here and change his career, and he had way more experience and time than Malik, way more. He was the guy. He was prepping with the number 1s. He was doing all of that. And was out there seeing ghosts. And now, the man that had 2 Hall of Fame seasons. Ain't that crazy? Like, when you think about it, Sam Darnold ain't going to no Hall of Fame. But if he would have had his career like those 2 seasons, we would right now be saying, yeah, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. We would think he's the next Matthew Stafford. But he's come on now, and he's put 2 seasons of it together. And Malik Willis, with less wear on his body, wear on his experience in the NFL, and he literally is about to actually get his first opportunity to take control of a team with preparation, with repetition, and he's a leader. He's a dog. He leads by example. Nobody going to be running over him. He going to be giving instructions. He going to be getting on his teammates. He going to play the part. He going to do it all. That's who he is. That piece I can make the utmost assumption about. That's who he is. Positive, but about business. Not playing games. Let's go get it. Not all this giddy stuff and all of this laughing on the sidelines and all of that extra stuff. Man, we about business. We trying to get our first win. And he's going to be about business. And if he marries that with the play, we got the ultimate leader. We got the ultimate dog. Like, we could be talking literally next off season. Do we have the best quarterback in the division? We could be arguing that. But maybe that's just me fantasizing. I just believe in Malik Willis. I believe in his intangibles. Can week 1 just come soon enough? I'm going to be excited just to see him in the first preseason game. See this O-line, how Achane running behind. I hope they play the starters too. I got to go see who Green Bay usually play them. I hope they play the starters too. I'm telling y'all, I am in this place right now where it's like, we gonna hike that football, toss it to the left to H-N, Patrick Paul, Caden Proctor, Aaron Brewer, leading the way, and Will blocking the tight end, and we just running the ball down teams' throats. So much that first down become a regular play action for us. And Malik Willis literally putting the ball up in the perfect spot on the sideline to Caleb. Guys like that, man. And we just playing sound football, making plays. And when nothing there, Malik is going to make a play here and there. And we just moving the ball down the field. I don't know if we'll struggle to get in the end zone early because that's where our offense has got to be perfect. But I think you know how you build a new team, but they always struggle to get in the end zone. They get down there. You might be kicking field goals, but they struggle to get in the end zone. For the first time, I don't know if that's going to happen to us, but I don't think it will. Because we're going to run the rock so well that we're going to run that ball and we're going to get in the end zone. Like, I think we're about to run the ball so well. Like, why do people underestimate the fact that Patrick Paul, who is pretty good, this man is legitimate in the league. We're looking for him to take that next step. And that next step is just being an elite left tackle. But let's not act like right now he isn't great. Is he perfect? No, but he plays great football. He holds his end of the bargain. And Caden Proctor, I don't want to hear all y'all stuff. That's a big guard. Yeah, it is. That's a wall. Good punch, strong. You ain't bullying him. Run blocking, everything. He got the tools. Y'all want to talk about his endurance? That's fine, man. We'll see. But I know at least at the beginning of the game, we running that rock. We wearing the defense down. And Aaron Brewer speak for himself. Y'all don't know this man was top center in the league for like 2 years in a row. Like top 3, top 5 or something in a row, 2 years in a row. And Austin Jackson doing his job. He actually do it well. It's just his injuries, and he ain't perfect, but he does his job well. Not a raving well like I feel about Patrick Paul, but he still does it well where you're not crying about your right tackle, other than the fact he ain't on the field all the time. He does it very well. And I know we talk about, well, right guard, man. All the right guard got to do is hold. We're running the ball anyway. We tossing it left. We tossing it right. We going in outside. We creating lanes that HN can cut back in and explode through. I mean, it's going to be times they're going to be playing for the run and we still going to break. Big guys that if they're athletic, when they get out there to that second level, they can literally engage a linebacker. And this is the difference between 3 yards and 5 yards. This is the difference between 3 yards and 5 yards. And the only thing that really slow down run games in this league are elite defensive tackles. What's that boy name in what's his name? I think he's still there, but y'all let me know. With the Bucks. He's been there for a while, but I don't know if he's still there or not. The elite defensive tackle. Y'all help me out. Shooting a blank. What is his name? Somebody in the chat. Come on, football heads. I know y'all out here. What's his name? Vita Vea, or however you pronounce it. Exactly. You know, some of the elite defensive tackles in the league, they just get through there. Man, we running a toss to the left. You might beat Aaron Brewer and get through there, but look at what you getting through there too. Caden Proctor. Vita Vea ain't pushing no Caden Proctor over, man. This is what it's about. That's how you stop a run game, a good defensive tackle that get through that crack and makes the running back bounce it back out. So now the defensive tackle becomes the cutback lane instead of the defensive end who's already sealed off by the tight end. So that's the benefit of those defensive tackles. They eliminate the cutback and they force you to bounce it outside so you can get the defense swarming, but no cutback. And that stops that zone running that we do. A great defensive tackle that can become that cutback lane, get all up in it. And defensive tackles going to have a hard time coming through those two guys, Aaron Brewer and Proctor. They're going to have a hard time. I don't care how good you are. We got some resistance. We got legitimate resistance. Like, people underestimate the defensive tackle position. They always get those like 3 big plays in the game that shuts down your run on first down, and now it's 2nd and 12, changes the whole game plan for the defense. Or are we talking 3rd and 3, and they just got all up in the mix? Like, that's the importance of the defensive tackles, man. They literally, that's how they impact games. And they ain't going to be able to do that against us. They not with this line. And then those great linebackers cutting it off early. So, like, no, man. When you got our Casemaker, Will Casemaker, or however you pronounce it, that tight end, this is why we got these guys. This is what this is why we got those guys. Run the heck out of the football. Somebody just asked in the chat, TD, you've been talking about the run blocking. How do you think the pass blocking will do? There's 2 elements to that. First of all, from a pass blocking standpoint, Patrick Paul is still good. Proctor's great at that too, okay? And it's his size that makes the lane smaller, especially for blitzers to get through without him giving them a punch or something. And if you watch his film, you see how he'll take on 2 players at once. I don't know if y'all seen Caden Proctor's film. They got a lot of film of him 2 versus 1s. And that's where he actually shines. Literally. 2 versus 1s. Like 2 guys coming through and he the only one blocking, but he blocking both of them. Using both ends. Like literally backing up, but keeping them back. It's crazy. They brought in the right unit. Aaron Brewer, you already know he going to block. Austin Jackson going to block. Got to worry about the right guard in all areas. But the pass blocking will be just fine because, again, you got the tight ends. We went to using 6 offensive linemen. Let me tell you another thing. Y'all think those 6 offensive linemen was just on the field just so that we could have this bolster run game? That helped the run game, which we don't need anymore. We just got a blocking tight end now because that's what it was, right? But it also helped the pass game. So when you got our O-line who can all block, pass block, then you got a blocking tight end for pass block, just in case you want to run some 2-man routes, whatever it may be. And you're going to get a lot of that. And here's why. We're going to run the ball so well, there's going to be plays like 2nd and 3. Like now, when Achane gets 7 yards on first down, often, now 2nd and 3 becomes play action. Big shots. Because we feel comfortable about getting the 3 on 3rd down if necessary. So now we're going to have a situation where we run the ball. And as long as we're doing well doing that, which I believe we will, now teams are adjusting. Now we got the play action going. The linebackers get sucked in. You got Caleb going down the sideline deep. And then you got, another guy. Well, when Skylar Bell get back, he going to be that guy. But right now, Tutu Atwell on a deep crosser, just like Tyreek and Waddle. We can create that same threat because Caleb run a 4.39. He runs a 4.39 with that height that scares safeties. Not safeties, it scares corners, but safeties got to help. He's taller. You put the ball up 50-50, he's going to get 70% of them. So therefore, you're going to have safety help back there. But that deep crosser, Tutu Atwell, the guys running the deep crosser, they're going to be eating all day because the linebackers are sucked in because of how well we're running the football. Tight end's going to get a whole bunch of little slip outs because the defense is going to have to see once you run the ball so well that defenses have to guess. And what I mean by guessing, man, if the whole line shift left, I have to blindly go through the hole. That's the only way that we can stop it. I have to blindly go the linebackers. They're not gonna be able to see whether or not he have it. Like, y'all ever watch a game and a quarterback play action is so flawless that you see the whole linebacking core go one way and then they scrambling backwards because they know they got food? When you see that, that's exactly what you're going to see from us this season. Sucking those linebackers in the play action, catch them off guard. And you got guys going over the middle or on the sideline deep, we taking shots. This offense is going to be predicated off of running the ball and crossers, but deep crossers, because Malik Willis is good at that. Now, can some of these guys run a elite out route, elite comeback route? I don't know. But I know one thing, Malik Willis ain't going to be the problem on that. So they got to determine in camp, how good are these guys running a 7 to 11 yard out? How good are they? Can they run that route with precision and get that separation? Put fear in the corner to back up so he don't jump the route. And if they can run it that well, Malik Willis going to throw the ball outside the numbers too. So you're going to have one of those real balanced games, running the ball. All right, 3rd and 6. We rare situation. Let's get us a nice out going. Like, the ball is going to be moving. They're going to play to everybody's strengths. Malik Willis can throw outside the numbers on those outs very well. It's all over the film in his short sample size. Every out route he threw, and that's the longest throw, one of the longest throws on the field. 15-yard outs and stuff like that. Every one he threw was on the money. 2 yards before the line of scrimmage, the guy catches it, and they can walk right out of bounds on him. So we got the skill set. Tutu ran a 4.32 40. We have the weapons. Like we talk about Tyreek and Waddle, truth be told, they're just proven. But these guys have the speed. And I ain't gonna lie, they might have the hands too, because let's not act like between Tyreek and Waddle, there wasn't a few drops here and there. They're superior guys, but still, we got speed. It's just bigger speed. That was our problem. Our receivers were small. Now we have bigger speed. Man, and the more I sit here and talk about it, the more I realize we got some stuff. Y'all, again, it's just a whole bunch of unproven though. But when we talk about checking the box with the intangibles, we got a lot on this roster. We got with the best in the NFL. We got some of the best. The only difference is they haven't done it on this level. But from an intangible standpoint, all the skills and abilities, we got the guys. We got tons of them. That's why I think, man, if Jeff Hafley, it's going to be on him as a coach. Can you put all that together right away? Because you got all the tools. And that's where it's a matter of how many of these young guys can step into a legitimate leadership role right away. How many of the young guys on this team can step into a legitimate leadership role right away? And are there, like, they good players, but any of them real leaders, bulls that come in a room and take control right away? Let's go. Like, he's the guy. He's the vocal guy. He's the leader. We're going to need at least 2 of those out of the rookie class and free agents. Malik, obviously. You would hope that Achane has a voice now. And he probably did before, but we don't hear it. And we want to hear it. Because you're about to pay him. You're finna pay him like a franchise running back. They're going to pay him like a franchise running back. He's going to get paid, and he's going to get paid well. All this 10, 11 million, people, y'all need to stop. This man finna get paid. So that's the element. You need him to step in and be one of those leaders too. And when I say leaders in the NFL, it's not just, man, I'm a leader and I'm in the running back room and I'm leading this group. Man, I'm talking about leading the team. You're involved in everybody's business. You know, you're being about everybody's business. If you're a leader and you're a running back, you want to be all in the tight end's business. How y'all play off of each other, how y'all learning together, even creating. If I do this, I need you to look out for this just in case I miss on this or whatever. Like, really, this is what Super Bowl winning teams do. Like, these players got to talk to each other. They got to be almost best friends. They got to literally study the game together and start learning each other's tendencies and start talking to each other and saying, hey, man, if you see the linebacker do this, I'm going to do this. And just in case I miss, or if just in case I this and that, have my back. Like that type of stuff. That's how engraved in the game they got to be. They got to know their position, know their role, and start getting creative on the field together. It's that type of stuff. Malik Willis giving little signals of certain things they see. They got to get in the trenches and really start creating stuff together. But that takes leaders, man. So we'll see who emerges, and I hope some of these young guys, at least two of them, emerge. Who would I want that to be? I'm going to be honest with you. I love to see our linebacker. Both of them, obviously, because nobody's talking about the later round linebacker who's pretty good. I'm going to be honest. I didn't even know much about him, but I've been watching a little film on him the last 2 days, and I see what everybody's talking about. I didn't do any work on him. And he's very instinctive. He's very instinctive, and he can come downhill. He gets in those lanes. But I would like to see Jacob Rodriguez be one of those catalysts, like day one, just come in and be a leader. Because he's going to end up getting the keys to the defense. And it may not be this year, but I think it will be. But I mean, when you got Brooks and Dotson, you can't pass them over and just have them under a young guy like that. Those guys play great football, and you got to respect where they are. But next year, I expect for him to get the green dot. I expect Rodriguez calling the defense, wearing the helmet, and orchestrating it. I'm hoping he's that good. I believe he is, but it's another thing when you out there in the action. Will he fold to, man, I'm just trying to keep up to do my job? Or is he that good where he doing his job and he's learning everybody else's, making sure they're lined up right, making sure they're in place? When he see indicators on the offense, calling, checking the play, like a defense, like a captain of a defense. Can he be the coach on the field? Can he be the coach on the field? He got skill, but what about the cerebral? Is it there? That leadership? We'll see. We shall see. Second round pick investment, that's high. Actually, like to be that kind of player, that's like a first round investment. But I'm actually shocked Rodriguez fell to 43 because I think he can do that. I think he can be that kind of player. I'm shocked he fell to 43. I thought maybe 34 to 36 at best. And that's why I kept saying, like in mocks, hey, in the second round, you can trade up a little if certain players are there. So, and I mean, sometimes I had them going in the first round, late in the draft. Yeah, and I saw that. The homie in the building, Miami Football Talk, he say they got Rodriguez as a rookie defensive player of the year at plus 2,200 odds. I promise you, when I saw that earlier today, I thought about it. I thought about it. I say, you know what? This is a kid who has the potential to actually win offensive player of the year. I'm saying defensive player of the year. Potentially even rookie of the year. The only problem is, how often will he be on the field? Is he that good to where in camp it's like, we got to keep him on the field? I don't know. I mean, it's a step at a time. How great is he in camp? Does he wow everybody so much that this guy has to be on the field? Or is he a rookie that's playing solid in camp and we going to mix him in the rotation? And he's going to get some quality playing time. It's just, he's not going to be one of those full-time guys for now. So I just depend on how we do in camp, man. He's a rookie. Some ball day one. Some take some time. So through the whole roster, who's going to take time and who's going to ball day one? No, I know he's a day one starter. I'm just telling you, though, when he gets to camp, if he's struggling, they're gonna limit his playing time, make sure they work him in properly without, But if he's balling, yeah, of course he's gonna start. I know he's a starter, but you got to prove that in camp. I don't think this is a political regime. I don't think that Hafley and Sully, this is a political regime. This is about putting the best player on the field. I do think that. Now, obviously, there's other politics with the quarterback, but we'll see if we have to cross that road. We'll see how they react. Hopefully, we don't have to. If Malik's struggling and yours playing great in camp, if we have to cross that road, let's see who they are then. But until then, they seem like they're going to be best player available. That's why you got to watch those trenches too. Kenneth Grant, Zeke Biggers. That's another test for them. It's another test to them. There was a writer today on X that was talking about Jonah Savanaya. They pointed out the fact that John Eric Sullivan never mentions Jonah when he mentions the guys on the O-line. He never mentions Jonah. And as of recently, he's mentioned Jonah every single time specifically. And they feel like, hey, maybe that's a sign that in OTAs, he's seeing something. Because don't forget, these guys were in OTAs. They're working on some stuff. They're doing a few things. They're seeing a few things. They're out there throwing. They're out there playing ball. So they're getting their first impressions of these guys. And who knows, maybe they see something in Jonah that, hey, yeah, they put him on, they're going to be putting him at right tackle. That's where he belonged. That's where he belonged. I don't know why they had him on the left. They should have had him on the right. And don't forget, he played tackle. But they're doing it the right way, man. So, and if oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. All this talking I'm doing, if Jonah starts living up to what we hoped he'd be, because we used draft picks and traded up for him, if I'm not mistaken, at his natural side of the football, on the right side, if he plays great football, we'll probably have the best offensive line in the NFL. If Jonah takes that next step, we'll probably have the best offensive line in the entire NFL. So you can't tell me we wouldn't be running this football like crazy. Play action would be beautiful. Malik can calm down, take his time, and make plays. And then if it extends even longer, he can take off. And the intrigue about Eichenberg is, as a college prospect, he was phenomenal. Do y'all know for 2 years he didn't allow a sack in college? 2 years straight, didn't allow a sack. Starter, played every game. 2 years straight, he never allowed a single sack. I'm very hesitant about players like Eichenberg, like Kenneth Grant, like Chop Robinson. I am so hesitant to say anything about them because I'm scared that all three of them won't work out. I am actually concerned about that. But we're going to find out on all three this year. All three of them we will find out this year. If Chop don't take this next elevated step, Chop need 10 sacks. Period. If Chop don't take this next step, I don't know what to tell you. That's writing on the wall, potentially. I don't know. I'm just saying. It's not a good look. If Jonah don't take that next step, that is not a good look. And Kenneth Grant, you were a earlier first round pick. You don't get to 3 years like them. Year 2, if you don't take that next step as a D tackle, and it ain't elite, just improvement. Like, hey, Kenneth Grant making some plays here and there now. Like, I'm noticing him now. I didn't notice this man all season. Did I hear his name on a rare occasion? Yes. But Kenneth Grant was non-existent as a first-round pick. It shows up in games where you start noticing players. He has to have a Zach Sealer first year in Miami season. Because remember, Zach Sealer is a great defensive tackle, but he's not elite. He's like the Robert Hunt of defensive tackles. He ain't dominant. He's just winning off of playing hard. He got a little bit of movement in him, and he's a strong guy. And he goes out and he's relentless, keeps that motor moving, make plays. He's not this dominant figure, this dominant force. But Kenneth Grant got to play at least at that level this year. Year 2. If not, that is concerning. That's concerning. So again, Kenneth Grant, Jonas Avenaya, and there's one more, right? Who else? There's another recent draft pick, Chop Robinson. I already talked about it. So Chop Robinson, he got to be that. He got to show something this year. Kenneth Grant, obviously, and Liam Eichenberg. Those are the 3 players that we got to watch this season. It's important because 2 of those guys, this is their second year. We're getting in a dangerous territory where we got to make a decision, right? And here's why. If they play improved football, like say Eichenberg and Chop Robinson takes another step, like 10 sacks for Chop Robinson and Eichenberg playing above average football. That would be huge for the Dolphins. But it's even bigger if our front office can be wise, because you can extend them right away if you feel like they're headed in the right direction and they can get even better. And you can extend them now for the low. You just got 2 trash years, and then a third year they made an improvement. They didn't become great, but they made an improvement. They under good coaching now, and their trajectory's headed in the right direction. Save the money. You can get a real team-friendly extension. They wouldn't even want to gamble on it because they saw those first 2 years, man, I don't want to go back there for no reason. Let me get my money now. The Dolphins can save so much money extending them. But now, if they become these Pro Bowlers and all of that, that's different. But I don't see that happening yet. But if they do take just the next level that we need to see, ain't got to be great. Just need to see at least that specific level of improvement, a good, solid impact to a few games and stuff. Yeah, go ahead, get I'm talking about you're going to save 60% on an extension. If you let them play out 2 years of being better, man, you just lost money that now they're going to cost. I keep saying Eichenberg. So, man, y'all know what I'm talking about. I keep bringing him up. I mean, Jonah Savanaya. I don't know why those two guys, man, please don't end up like Eichenberg, but I don't know why I'm stuck with Eichenberg. I don't know why I can't stop saying his name. Why is that? And why is it every time I try to mention Jonah? I just can't shake it. I can't shake it off of me, that mistake. I keep saying Eichenberg, and I mean to say Jonah Savanaya. All right, I got to get it out of me. I don't know how, because I've been trying. Why has Eichenberg had that much of an impression on me? What did Eichenberg do that I either loved or hated? I mean, I don't even remember now. Something got me saying his name often. I think it's Jonah's fault because he hasn't taken over to make me feel good about our guard position. Maybe I don't see a difference. Maybe that's the problem. I haven't seen a difference. It's still Eichenberg to me. Same thing. Just another guy on the whole line, man. So somebody said because he sucked so bad. He was here for too long. Yeah, he locked in. He definitely locked in with me. Yeah, that's what it is. I just don't see a difference. To me, Eichenberg is still here because Jonah hasn't done anything from different than what was been at that position that we moved on from because it wasn't good enough. And that's the sad part about it. This is why Jonah got to take that next step. And if he can, Dolphins can get an extension. You can get a 3-year deal. And literally, you probably can get a 3-year. If they take a next step, by the way, you could probably do a 3-year, $16 million deal or something like that. 3 years, $16 million. And you guaranteeing 10. And you got him locked down for the next, not 3 years, but 4 years because you did it after his 3rd season and you still had his 4th season. And here's the kicker to it all. 3 years, $16 million is like $5.3 million a year. But since you did it a year early, you're really going to have an average cap hit of about $4 million a year for a better improved guard who might even get better. That's what we're going after. That's what you have to go after. So that would be a huge win for us if he can take that, if they can coach him up to that next step. Huge. And it ain't like he ain't surrounded by really good, great. He got 4 guys around him that's legit. That should help him too. And then the only problem is defenses, they're going to attack that gap. They're going to designate that gap. So if you got an elite pass rusher or a nasty defensive tackle, they're going to try to go through that gap often. And that's why Aaron Brewer is going to have to help out a little more on that side when necessary when he's not engaged with anybody, focus, hey, what's happening over here on my right? Do I need to hurry up and jump in and help a little bit? Because you got Caden, I'm about to say Kenneth Grant. You got Caden Proctor on the other side. He should be fine. He should be fine. Y'all know when there's a 4-man pass rush and everything going wide and the center's just sitting there not blocking anybody, that's where Aaron Brewer now, he'll be able to focus on Jonas Avenaya on the right side. When that rush coming, I ain't got nobody, let me help my right. Because Caden Proctor should be holding down the left. And Patrick Paul obviously going to be doing what he's doing. And then it's plays just like that, where Malik now, if anything break down, he got that wide open middle. Wide open middle because it's a 4-man rush. It's going to be a season. Man, I'm looking for special. I just want special. I want a good, I think what it is too, I want a good story. I want a good story for the Dolphins. New coach doing it the right way. Wow. How were they able to win this amount of games this season with that personnel? This is definitely a great coach. Can you get 9 wins? Wow, the Dolphins won 9 and they tore everything down. Drafted 13 players, got a few veterans, and they were able to win 9 games. This team is on the rise. We're on our way. That's what I want to see, man. Because great football is not always about the talent. It's about the actual game plan and how well the players execute it. Some of it ain't that serious. These weapons and all of that stuff, it's about execution. Who executed better? This is the part of football that's a little bit more in-depth, where it ain't just flashy players and all that. Who out there really executing? This is why every year you see that team that nobody expected to win blow out a great team. Like, what happened? And it just ain't make sense. This is why all those great teams have those games every season where they just can't do nothing right. They making mistakes. Everything is going wrong. No, that other team just executing on that day. They are executing their game plan. And it is a better game plan than what y'all brought in. Y'all going to try to do this? Well, we're going to counter it. Like, they have a really good game plan and the players execute. That's what you need. That way you know you got a great coach. You got a sound team. He can get those guys playing at a high level and doing their job and not making the mental mistakes with penalties. That's another thing we got to think about this season. We're back to the point now where you got to worry about a young team making a lot of penalties. Lack of discipline. We ain't been there in a while. We ain't been talking like this for 4 or 5 years now. We're right back there. Young team. Can they be disciplined right away? That's on Jeff Hafley. That's the determination of it. Remember, see, this is why the writing was all around us with the last regime. Y'all remember we started out getting a lot of penalties? But the bad thing was that was happening with talent on the roster too. I don't know if y'all remember that when we used to get it, even with McDaniel, used to get all those penalties. And that was something that we needed to improve. They got better at it as time, I'm not even going to say time, I'm going to say as years went by, they got a little better at it. But all of those things, man, new team, new coach, young players, all that stuff. Jeff Hafley, I just hope you're a great coach because he can get those guys. And they brought in a lot of smart guys. I'm mad they don't share the Wonderlic score anymore. This would have been a good class to look at their Wonderlic scores. See how well they process and think. because all that matters for the time frame it takes for them to catch on to everything, know all the cues, be able to be a leader on the field, all of that stuff. Someone saying, let's see who the captains are. Yeah. It's going to be interesting, man. Definitely going to be an interesting season. That's why I know it's the off season. Some people step away from football for a while, but this is why it's so exciting for me this season. This is why it's so exciting for me, because there's so many elements to this team. So many things we got to look at. So many positions we got to look at. The situation. I get excited with all of that because I make content on the team. And it's like it's so much to talk about with the team. I get excited letting y'all know about it because some of y'all don't even have time to do the research and all of that on everything with the team. And I can just put it all in one show. That's what I get excited about. Helping people see and understand everything that's going on with the team. Everything. And all the possibilities that can come from it. So people also can be actually educated on the team, you know? Most people can't name everybody. And you know what's crazy? I can't name everybody on the team because there's like 90 people on the roster now. And I have a rule, and I keep telling y'all this. I don't learn your name until your name is worth being learned. Unless you obviously a first round pick, I learn your name. Second round, third round, fourth round, I learn your name. Fifth round, sixth round, seventh round, I see some talent. I know your game. If I see plays in training camp, I'm going to do more work on them. Undrafted, typically don't unless it's a important position like quarterback. I went and checked out our quarterback that was undrafted. I was actually impressed. It's crazy. And I'm hesitant. I don't know why I got hesitant. I'm watching his film, and first of all, he's mobile. He's more mobile than Malik. He runs. In design runs too. It's like a small version of Josh Allen. I'm not exaggerating. He's a small version of Josh Allen. Physical, runs the football, steps back, throws it very well, played against top competition in college. Saw the Michigan game, saw the USC game. Plays great football. He plays really good football, the kid. And again, but that was a highlight reel. I didn't see any low lights and what his struggle, but what I saw, and this was just highlights, so you would have to do more research. But I was actually like intrigued. And I can't wait to see him in camp, just see some of the stuff he does, you know? I think we might have a situation in training camp where Malik Willis is obviously the starter, but we might have three quarterbacks playing well in camp. And obviously Malik Willis has the job, period. It's not even questionable. You know, I think people are going to get confused because if Quinn Ewers is looking just as good as Malik was brought in to be the guy. He's the guy. But Quinn Ewers' stock is rising in that situation. And hey, next man up, you could really get a shot. Just be the best pro you can be until you do. But I think all three of those guys are going to play well in camp, which is good for the receivers because if they play well, you get to really evaluate the receivers. If all three quarterbacks playing good football, you get to evaluate all the receivers. You know, who's really dropping the football out there? Who's really running really good routes? Who's really beating his man coverage? Who's catching the ball in traffic? But if you got bad quarterbacks throwing it, a lot of miss thrown, they jumping high and diving, and you can't really put it on the receiver to really evaluate them. That's the problem that's another issue. This is why Miami should always have a nice backup and a really nice prospect because you want good quarterback play all in practice. It's not fair to third team guys that's trying to make a name for themselves, but the quarterback on their unit is a terrible thrower. How would the coaches ever really look at them and to move them up? Sometimes it's just guys running routes, man. They're not even expected to get any shine. And then when you don't see from them in training camp, bad quarterback play. So I think we're going to have 3 guys that deliver the football very well. Very well. And all 3 of them can run. Quinn Ewers being the least mobile. Glenn said, I just don't want to be embarrassed like last in training camp. Miami offense was getting punked. Yeah, man. That can't happen. Day one, you got to bring that fight. But again, that offensive line, and no matter where they go, that offensive line ain't getting bullied, man. Aaron Brewer ain't getting bullied like that. Patrick Paul ain't getting bullied. Will they lose something here and there, get beat around the edge? Yeah, but they not getting bullied. That's the difference. It's not about losing a rep, but we were getting bullied in the past. Like, we look like inferior players. So none of them guys on this O-line getting bullied at all. They at a minimum meeting the other team where they are. And truth be told, they might have an edge bringing it to them. But we'll see. Time will tell. Training camp's going to be very interesting this year. We just recognize game, bro. You can't lie. Allen is him. Yeah, I don't lie about Josh Allen. That's why I don't like him. He's too good. Please change that soft logo. I don't know what he's saying. That soft logo? Sully trash tour. When did that happen? No more wide receivers taking themselves out from plays. Forgot about that. Yep. Real quick, show some love. We got some donations. Want to read those real quick. Matter of fact, before we get into those, though, I do want to share with y'all real quick our sponsor for the show, which is Prize Picks. Right? Let me put this on here for y'all because I got a futures. I want y'all to take a look at. I want to get y'all thoughts. Y'all tell me what you think about this. Let me see here. Bear with me one moment. Here we go. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this. 6 pick. Okay, power play. I did some futures on Prize Picks. And Malik Willis, I put him over 3,175 yards, basically 3,176. Let me know in the chat. Is Malik Willis going to throw for at least 3,200 yards this year? Is Malik Willis going to throw for at least 3,200 yards this year? Let me know in the chat. Interesting. I got him over, obviously, but I want to know how y'all feel about it. Justin Herbert, I thought this was a given. I put him over 3,524 and a half yards. Put him over. I think that's a given. He about to go off this year. I ain't gonna lie. Herbert's going off this year. At least 4,000. CeeDee Lamb, man, he been consistent. Yeah, like he's one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL. CD in my top 3. CD in my top 3. He don't even, you know what? He's so quiet. He's not a diva. He don't get talked about a lot. Is he the freaking ideal wide receiver? Or is that Chase still? I don't know, man. CeeDee Lamb might be taking the throne. Nobody talk about it. Why isn't CeeDee Lamb considered the best wide receiver in the NFL? What flaw he got in his game? That's never discussed. I think he moving up those charts, man. Low key, and nobody's paying attention. All right, but I got him at 1,149 and a half yards. I mean, didn't he have like 1,800 yards one season, 1,700 or something? Devin Achane, 5.5 rushing touchdowns. Are they kidding? Are they kidding? That was a joke to me. Achane probably gonna have 15 touchdowns. Which one is safer? Because they had one with Achane with like 1,100 yards. It might have been less. Hold on. It might have been give me a second. Let me look at this board. CeeDee Lamb. No, not CeeDee Lamb, but Devin Achane, rushing yards. Let me see. Yeah, they got the man under 1,000 yards. They have Achane under 1,000 yards. Should I have taken the yards? Which one is more guaranteed, the yards or the touchdown? How are people not jumping on these easily? But which is safer? I need to know. Okay, Achane 1,100 is way safer. Man, just to get 6 touchdowns, though, Achane can get that in 3 games. 3 good games. And he gonna have at least 8. But that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's crazy that when I saw that earlier today on Prospects, it's crazy to me. It's like one of the safest, unless there's an injury, and it better not be factoring that in. But this is like the biggest give-in to me. I can't believe they had this man in. Like, you could have put it at 1,200 and I would have been like, But 975 and a half. Glenn's right. He said 1 touchdown every 3 games. Oh, yeah. But, Glenn, let me go back to my lineup. I had a choice, Glenn. See, we think alike. I took the touchdowns. I thought that was easier. Because guess what? Even if he was to get hurt or miss a game or here and there, he should have 6 touchdowns by midseason. Achane will have at least 6 touchdowns by midseason. So the odds, yeah, the touchdowns are the safest. But either way, I just don't see how you can go wrong unless he was to get hurt. That's it. Joe Burrow, I got him having a bounce back season this year. 3,800, 74.5 yards. I took the over. And last but not least, Myles Garrett putting up another Hall of Fame worthy season where he'll get 14 sacks. So I did this in the futures. $5 to pay $197.50. So that's pretty dope. So y'all go check it out. All right. Play $5, get $50 instantly. Use code HMA. All right. Make sure that you use the code so that you can take advantage of getting the $50 after you play $5. All right. Let's get back into it. I'm reading some of the chats right now. See here. I'm sorry. Let me remove this. I don't know why this is stuck. Anyway, Sloth said, go 0-17 draft Jeremiah Smith next year with the first pick. Let these players from the draft develop this year, and all the cap space we have next season, sign a big name or 2, and we go to the Super Bowl next year. Nobody's talking about that. We got a lot of cap space next year. I think 155 million. 155 million in cap space. That's why I love what the Dolphins did this year. They ate it all. They still got some dead cap next year, but they ate so much dead cap this year. Just get it out of the way. And we still going to have a good team. That's going to be a bounce back. That is going to be a big bounce back for us. So, yeah, I don't want to go no 0-17. Those boys about to compete. They're going to compete, man. If Malik balls, we win division. I'm here for it. Lino in the building said every offseason, you're all talk. Read my lips. Your team ain't winning nothing. McDaniel was the best running game coordinator. Y'all ain't got that no more. We running the same system. It's the system. It ain't McDaniel. It's the system. The Cap Hill. With what you know of the coaching staff, how would you rate them? All right. So with what I know for the coaching staff, I wouldn't rate them. And here's why. I could easily say, based off of their careers, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't go off of how many games you won and how many games you lost for no coordinator. I go off of developed players within your units. I go off of scheme, game plan, whether or not was it the players executing or not. So I don't really go off a record and do all of that stuff. So I'll just put it like this. I can't rate these guys because I need to see them in this current situation. And when they're coaching all these young players and they're coaching their units, how quick can these coaches get these guys up to speed to where they look like they're playing off of each other? They're starting to gel. How many guys are struggling? How many guys are making improvement week by week? So we don't know anything about this coaching staff. Jeff Hafley is an unknown. This is the first time he's in his role. Most of the guys that you see on the coaching staff, they've been promoted. They have been promoted to their new role in some cases. So Jeff Hafley ain't never been a head coach. This will be his first time. So I don't know how you can rate them until you actually see them in action. All these players we brought in, that's John Eric Sullivan that gets that credit. He's the final decision maker on that. Jeff Hafley just been sitting low, waiting to be judged, and that's how it should be. There ain't no ranking, there ain't no rating, none of that yet. That's the most under the radar person in the entire building right now is the head coach. Nobody talk about Jeff Hafley, and you shouldn't until he get that unit on the field preseason. Practices, joint practices, even practices. Is this a sloppy day? It starts. That's where he starts. How good of a coach are you? That's where that starts. How good is your coordinators? That's where that starts. We don't know anything about this coaching staff like that. What they did on other teams is so irrelevant to the Miami Dolphins. The other team might have had a whole unit, everything in place, coaching. This is a whole different situation. We got to build players. We have to take young guys and make them pros. We have to actually mold these guys, get them playing together, getting them to understand the pro game. It's different coaching right now. You're teaching game plan, not so much enforcing it. You're going to enforce it. They're the highest level. The job got to get done, but they know what they're in for right now. So I really don't have a rating. They have a clean slate. I don't even care what they did in Houston or Green Bay or wherever the coordinators are from. I don't care what they did. They come in here, new team, new personnel, new beginnings. They've learned from certain things that didn't work in the past. Now they get a fresh slate. So I'll have a rating for them after preseason. I'll start rating them. How good do I think they are? And then those regular season games, we all going to see it together. We're all going to see it together. Do you think we trade Austin Jackson before the trade deadline? I seen those reports. So here's the deal. If you could trade him and get a nice asset for him, why not? That's fine with me. You know, that does take away a solid player for the O-line this year. That means you really are going heavy on prioritizing the future, which is fine. Either way they want to go is fine. But me personally, as a fan, yeah, man, give me all of that this season. I want all of it. I don't want the team the way it is now is fine with me. Give me all of it. Give me Austin Jackson with the rest of those guys. Let's see how great they can be. Give me Brooks with these young linebackers. Let's see how great they can be. Keep them all. Keep everybody. Sign everybody. Extend them if you have to, just for 2 years if necessary, which you probably won't. But I want to see this season with this team the way it is right now. Add 2 or 3 free agents closer to camp, veterans. Let's go. I want to see them all. So I don't think they're going to trade them. And if they do, they'll be signaling, hey, this is still about the future. But right now, they've already made some moves that say, hey, man, let's put a team together this year. And let's go play football. And let's go see how we can stack up. Best player plays. And I think they confident and they feel real good about what they put together, too. They feel good about what they put together. And I'm not mad at that. Now, one player that if you do trade, it works for us. I don't feel like we'd be losing out anymore. If you did trade Brooks, it's okay. You get you a solid asset for him, save you some money that you didn't want to spend. And you got 2 really good guys that you just drafted that you should be given a legitimate role and a legitimate shot. Put them with Dotson, but both of those guys are pretty good, and we want to see how they hold up in the NFL. And I don't know. We might be just fine without Brooks. I don't know what y'all think about that. Will we be okay if we traded Brooks, you know? Can you trust in the young guys that you drafted? But again, like I said, give me all of it. Give me all of it. I want the best players we have. And let's see what this unit can do. The problem is, none of us talking about this either. That issue ain't going to go away. I know Brooks won his money right now. Brooks has to want his money right now. You know, they haven't really brought that up or talked about it, right? We haven't heard any reports about it. Nobody complaining about it. He won his money, though. And we keep saying keep Brooks. I'm here for it. I want to see Brooks with these guys this year. But do you want to commit 3 more years to Brooks, 3 more years to Brooks at a really solid price? Now you're eating into your future cap space. But you'll have a player. But do you want to make that investment, especially when you're drafting guys? That's what you got to ask yourself. And it's not going to be like just the low end money. The man was just a Pro Bowler or All Pro, one of the two. Let me make sure. Aaron Brewer. Excuse me. Yeah. It wasn't just Pro Bowl. He was a first team All Pro. That's what I figured. You got to pay him. My throat. You got to pay him. But are you going to pay him? I'll tell you this much. I ain't want to pay him before, but I'll be fine with him on the roster. But now after drafting those guys, now it becomes a real possibility. In training camp or something, you know, he can still get moved. He could still get moved because we're just waiting on to hear the announcement with these deals. When is HN breaking news? Miami locks down HN. When is that coming? We got another extension in Miami today. Brooks gets his money. When is that coming? I'll do you one better. Aaron Brewer. We ain't even talking about it. He finna be on his last season of the contract. Let me make sure. Think this is gonna be his last season of the contract. And he's playing top football at his position. Let me see. Aaron Brewer. Contract. All right, 3-year, $21 million. Let's see. Yeah, we're on the last year of the contract, and he got a voidable year next year of $9.6 million. Chris Greer. That's all it is. Void year. But he's an unrestricted free agent next season. Unrestricted. And only 28. He's not 30. 28 years old. He's still got one really good contract in him. On average, at least. Let me see. Let me see his ranking real quick. Aaron Brewer. Okay, ranking. There it is. Second best center in the NFL. Second best this year. He was the best run blocking center in the entire NFL. He was the 10th best pass blocking center. 10 out of 40. But the number one run blocking center in the entire NFL. Second highest overall grade. He got to get paid. He has to get paid. So it's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a guy who's literally top 5 in his position. Another guy who, and that's Aaron Brewer, top 5 in his position, actually ranked second, but top 5 in his position in the entire NFL. In Aaron Brewer, you got a guy fresh off of first team AP All-Pro in Aaron Brooks. They got to get paid. And then you have one of the biggest rising running backs in the entire NFL, who's literally probably about to be an All-Pro this year, might lead the league in rushing, and Devin Achane. Not to forget, he's a threat catching the football too. Young. He got to get paid. So do you pay all 3 of them? These could be some costly contracts. Is this your future? This is what you putting your investments in. I say you move on from Brooks. Bet you early. I mean, again, they probably gonna play him this year, but the bad thing in playing him this year, he's probably a unrestricted free agent the very next season. So you didn't get anything for him. But you got to pay Aaron Brewer. As long as the price don't get out of control, you got to pay him. Give him his rightful due. Now, if he asking for crazy, crazy money, then that's different. And you pay HM. With this line, yeah, you got something potentially special that might be about to happen in the run game. Special. But that'll cut into our cap space for the future. But hey, it is what it is. But I'll say this. If Malik Willis balls out, they're going to try to extend him. They're going to try to extend him to a long-term deal. I don't know if they make him prove it 2 years in a row or just one, but if he balls out, they're going to extend him. Well, they'd be smart to extend him because 1 year of balling out, you might be able to get one of those 4-year, $40 million AAV contracts. So 4 years, $160 million extension. So since you still got 2 years left on it, that makes it a 6-year technically $160, $70 million contract. So you'll probably be paying about $30 million a year if you do it right away, if he balls out. And it ain't even the top dollar. Now he can bet on himself and say, nah, I'm okay. I'll just play the next season too. If he bet on himself, then yeah, we just have to go that route. Then if he do it 2 years in a row, you just got to bite the bullet and pay him top dollar. And that's going to cost. We'll see. Glenn said 5 years. Yeah, you want to go 4 because you only got 1 year of a sample size, so you're guessing. You're just getting ahead of it. So you only want to go 4. Yeah. You see, pay Brooks too. Money can be moved. He's great at tackling, but pass defense, LOL. But that's the point. You just brought that in. You got 2 guys. You just brought it in. And that's the goal, to replace the top player with the young player that has that same potential. Or, I mean, it's a gamble. It's a gamble. And it's a risky because you don't want to gamble on too many things. And young players require you to. So you don't know. It's a gamble. That's why John Eric Sullivan get paid the big bucks. He got to make that decision. He has to make that decision. 4 years plus next year if he balls out this year. Yeah, but I thought he was, hold on. All right. Yeah, that's what I figured. It's a 3-year deal. It's not a 2-year deal where if he ball out this year, then you still got 1 year. It's a 3-year deal. So you can extend somebody after 1 season. You don't have to wait for the season before that. No, it's the same as the 5th-year option. When people pick it up, now you still got their 4th and 5th year, but you get a contract done right there. Helps you spread the money out. But I didn't realize, I thought it was $25 million a year. But Malik said, what, 22 and a half a year? It's not bad. They just guaranteed 2 years worth, though. Yeah. Anyway, I'm past 2 hours. Time to get up out of here, man. This is the last day of April. Tomorrow is May. This year is flying by. We're already 33% complete on the season, on the year. 33.3% completed on the year. We're going to get to football soon enough. May, June, and most of July. 8, 11. So we got about 11 and a half weeks. So 11 weeks. We got 11 weeks and we back to football. A little more than half a season. So NBA will take us another month and a half. Wait, maybe long. Let me see. They're in the first round, trying to close them up now. All right. Second round will be 2. Wait, let me see. Second round with 3 games a week. Yeah, 2.5 weeks. All right. Third round, championship round will be 2.5 weeks. It's 5 weeks. And then the finals. So 6 to 7 weeks and basketball will be over. 6 to 7 weeks. So 6 weeks. And then we go into dead season, at least for me. I don't know what other sports y'all get into, but as soon as NBA is done, it is dead season for me. It's nothing, no sports. That's when you focus on all the stuff at the house, the projects, everything. We got FIFA. Yeah, I'm not a soccer guy. I've never really gotten into soccer. I've never really watched soccer, so never really been into it at all. And I'm sure I'd enjoy it, but I haven't. One thing I picked up recently is golfing. I actually golf now. That's something I really didn't do. So I golf now. So maybe I'll get into that a little more. Well, at least following it. Celtics Spurs right now. Well, the Celtics out here tripping. They playing with fire. Celtics out here playing with fire. So the series 3-3 now because they want to play around and act like they can't shoot. Man, game 7, here we go. But this is what it's about. If they the real deal, they better come through. I hear you, bro. I'd say we have a top 3 pick. Yeah. But once basketball season is over, we'll have about 5 weeks and we're right back to training camp. 5 weeks and we're right back to training camp. So at the NBA. All right, y'all. I'm finna get up out of here. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fins up no matter what. Thanks for joining me for the conversation tonight. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace. Y'all enjoy your new month coming up tomorrow. Let's have a great month. So whatever goals you have in life and whatever you're working on, put everything you got into it. Let's have a great May, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow.